It was the 17th of January 1775 when Captain James Cook made the first landing on the island of South Georgia, while on his second voyage aboard HMS Resolution. Many had made sightings of the small island in the South Atlantic before him, but Cook and his men were the first to reach the island, plant a British flag, fire a volley of musket shot, and claim the island for king and country.
However, it wasn't Cook's plan to land here. He had hoped on this voyage to discover Antarctica, but instead found himself in what he described as lands doomed by nature to perpetual frigidness, never to feel the warmth of the sun's rays, whose horrible and savage aspect I have words not to describe.
And inhospitable the island is, with huge mountains and glaciers rising out of the sea, and only a small non-permanent population stationed there. However, Cook reported that the island was full of a rich and diverse quantity of wildlife, so while he left disappointed at the discovery, the island later became known for the exploitation of the native whale and seal population.
So while South Georgia might not look much different today than when Cook first landed in Possession Bay all those years ago, the islands have undergone some important changes and are now the subject of scientific research by the British Antarctic Survey and are home to a sustainable fishing industry.
Ongoing research in South Georgia looks to preserve its unique environment and wildlife and promote tourism.
We've been quite busy supporting a lot of Darwin Project awards, so funded science programs outside of, say, our core science work that's carried out by BAS. We've also got our regular, just ongoing science that is maintained and run by the guys on station, so the BAS team. So that's monitoring for the fisheries, monitoring the penguins, gentoo penguins and fur seals in particular. With heritage as well, bits of heritage, so we've got a building team, small building team down there doing just core maintenance works to keep everything so that it's good for visitors on the Grytviken side, heritage stuff. So it's hopefully a broad picture of investment and commitment to improving South Georgia, whether it be on scientific, wildlife, or actually like where people live and work, and just making the island as good as possible for people to visit.
South Georgia and the South Sandwich Islands were not a formal part of the British Empire until 1908, and then in 1985 they were made a British Overseas Territory, which they remain today. The South Georgia government remain proud of their long-standing relationship with the UK.
I think South Georgia being part of the UK's overseas territories is hugely important, and to mark it and just really acknowledge that the work that goes on there is really good. It's world leading. I'm not just saying that. I think the science and the decisions that are made and hopefully go to make the island really good. And I generally think the possession by the UK as an overseas territory, the stewardship of the island is really good, and it's improving all the time to make the best decisions for wildlife and to really look after the place that is really very, very special.